This is the project we're going to do today. I'm calling this one Northern Latitudes, and this is another one of those videos that I wanted to see if I could do a quick scene. So this is a scene that's copied from one that Kevin did on one of his Stampscapes 101, where he is featuring some quick scenes, and so I will include a link to that particular video in the comments of this video. But this particular one was done using poster board from the Dollar Tree. And I used the glossy side of the poster board, and it seemed to work pretty good. And with the Dollar Tree poster board, you can get 20 of 4.5 by 5.5 inch pieces and 4 of 5.25 by 5.5 pieces. Unfortunately, they put the sticker on the glossy side, and so this particular piece, this was the first one that I did, and this one has, you can see the residue here of the sticker that was on here. I had done this one just for a proof of concept to see if it could be done. And then after I did that one, I did this one on a clean piece, and so this again is on the glossy side of the paper, and frankly, I think it works pretty good. And so there you have it. So how I've attempted to rescue the one with the sticker on it is I just cut an oval out of vellum and I stamped a sentiment onto it and then placed it over the sticker. And I think that fixed it pretty well. And I only used a few stamps. They were all from the Stampscapes Nature Set 6. And so we used this tree, and we used this bluff, and we used the little cottage or cabin on an island here. And those were the only stamps we used in this piece. Okay, and these were all the products that were used in this project. We used Memento Tuxedo Black ink, we used Versafine Onyx Black pigment ink. The mementos, we used Dandelion, Pear Tart, bamboo leaves, Cottage ivy, and Paris Dusk. We also used a Jelly Roll 08 white gel pen. We used 3 Copic markers, YG91, YG95, and YG99, as well as a makeup brush that I got from Amazon. This is just a cheap little set. This is part of a set that I got from Amazon. And then also Dollar Tree poster board. And so let's begin. This is an experiment where I want to try and reproduce a card that was done by Kevin over at Stampscapes, where he was doing some northern lights. And I've also wanted to try doing scenic stamping using poster board from the Dollar Tree. And so I bought some poster board and I've cut it out. This one is cut from 4.5 to 5.5. So 5.5 by 4.5. And you can get a pile of them. Now after I've cut them, I want to smooth down the edges, so I'm just using my bone folder to make sure that the edges are nice and smooth. And this is the glossy side as opposed to the matte side, so I'm wanting to use the glossy side. So I'll start by doing the Aurora Borealis. I'm using one of my makeup brushes that I got from Amazon, and I will start with some Memento Dandelion. And so I will just start smearing this on the poster board. And I meant to leave a white spot in the middle, but I got a little heavy-handed when I was applying the ink, and so ended up not having that white starbursty point in the middle. But next time I do this, I will be a little more careful and not bring the ink in quite so far. And I'll clean off my brush by just wiping it on a dry microfiber cloth. And next will be Memento Pear Tart. Next we'll do Memento Bamboo Leaves. Now, one thing I'm noticing with this poster board is the ink is tending to kind of splotch up, especially like in the middle where it gets the most amount of ink. And so it looks like the poster board cannot take as much ink as like the chrome coat paper can. Okay, and next we'll go with the Cottage Ivy. And start concentrating on the areas of the sky that we are going to want the darkest. And I thought I was recording when I was adding the Memento Paris Dusk, mostly to the edges of the piece. That's the darkest part. And so now we're getting ready to start stamping the stamps. Okay, and now I'm stamping the cabin. I thought I had it on record when I inked up the cabin, but I didn't. So I'm just leaving the cabin on here. I inked it up really well with Memento Tuxedo Black. And I want to make sure I get a good transfer because I'm not using my stamp positioner, so I only have one shot at this. And there we have it. Okay. Okay, and now we'll do the foreground rocks. Now I will color the little cabin. I'm going to use some alcohol markers. I will use YG91, YG95, and YG99. I chose these colors because they have kind of a greenish hue and they're dark, and so I think that they would represent good the reflection of the aurora onto the cabin. So I'm going to take a dry paper towel and just kind of lightly buff over what I just colored, just to kind of blend it in a bit. And next I am going to take my white gel pen. This one is a Jelly Roll 08, and I am going to put lights in the window. and also the reflection in the water of the windows. And I'll use the YG91 and YG95 for the roof. And also take my white gel pen and I will just put some highlights on the top of the rocks over here. Okay, next I will use some Versafine Onyx black ink to add the tree into the foreground. And so I may have overdid it with the heat gun. It's kind of warped now, but I'm going to take this out and spray it with some Krylon UV-Resistant clear acrylic coating. And when I'm finished, we'll be back. And before I do that, I kind of want to sign and date it. Okay, and here's the final piece after it's been sprayed. I had to kind of move my light out of the way because it really reflects on it, but you can kind of get an idea of what this looks like. It actually turned out pretty good. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!